Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This week we're doing part 2 on the carburetor rebuild. Got to make a gasket as well, so I'll show you how to tap a gasket. And I hope this is of use to somebody out there. And let's get on with it. And the next thing is to take out these two jets in the bottom there. And make sure that they're clean. Get a screwdriver for that. Always use a nice fitting screwdriver for these, because you can break them, because they do get tight. And do them one at a time, because they will be different sizes. The holes in the centre of the jet itself will be slightly different, and they'll have different numbers on them. But I can actually see through that one. That looks nice and clean. Just blow through that. It's not blocked. Hold it up to the light and then put it back in. And before I put that back in, just put it to one side. I'll blow some compressed air through that hole. Yeah, that's all free. So now we can put this back in here. Bit fiddly to get in and out. You've got to be careful that you don't cross thread them, because the bottom of this float bowl is plastic. I'd never come across a plastic float bowl before. But that's one. Now the other one. There's nothing in that. Had a good look through there, just for good measure. Put some air through it, and through this one. That's free to go. And put that back in. Chubby fingers are not a good plan when you're doing things like this. Just try and get that in there. Get it started, at least. Very awkward. That's the way. That's got it. Now I have tried the accelerator pump, and that seems to be working rather well, so I won't take that apart. And that's about it for this bit. Just needs a little bit of a clean up inside here now, and I'll probably soak that in some brake clean and then scrub it out. I'll do that off camera. It's just squirting with brake clean. So that's these two parts done. This seems to be working correctly now. The vacuum secondary is working as well. So it's time to clean up the gasket faces, and that'll be ready to go back together. And the next thing will be this gasket. It's well stuck on there. I don't really want to take it off because it is in good condition, but I think I might have to get the float needle out. unless it'll puts it. Not sure if it will. I'll try it and see. I've got a little pick here. I'll just push it and see if it'll go past there. No, it won't. Perhaps I can just lift the edge of the gasket. Maybe. Ah, that's got it. Done it. Broken the gasket. It'll have to come off. Let's see what we can do. Might have another gasket for it. If not, I might have to make one, which is a bit. This will be a bit much. It's a thick gasket as well. Okay. Now we go somewhere. Right. I think that's got it. What's left of it? Just a little tiny piece there now. It's got it now. Should be able to take this out now. Yeah. Okay. That's that one. There's the float needle. It's got like a neoprene tip on it, which is nice. Just got to make sure that that jet is clean, and then we'll have a look, see if I've got another gasket for this. I hope I have. Use a drop of this paint thinners, poke it down the hole and clean it up. Can't hear anything in the float, so it should be okay there, because this was full of fuel in the float bowl. That's nice and clean. And put that back in. And just put the pin back in and see if it sits on there correctly. Because if it doesn't open and close, it's of no use whatsoever. That's got it. How does it work? Yes, it does work. It does catch right on the very end. So that's okay. Next plan, I shall go and look for a new gasket for it. We'll have a look in my bits and parts box. Okay, so unfortunately I don't have a gasket, so that means if you haven't got one, you make one. It's quite a complex one, this one, so this is going to be fun. But anyway, what I've got, a piece of card, because it is a thick gasket, marked out the outside of it. I'm going to mark out where the holes are so I know what I've got to do from the old gasket. So I'll just go around the whole shooting match, and this will show me where the lines are. I have to add various bits. Just marking out roughly where the holes are so I know which ones I've got to knock out and what stays and what goes, because this is quite a complex one. Normally you just got like a thermostat gasket or something like that. It's got two holes in it and a big hole in the middle. This one's a bit more complex, so knowing roughly where all the holes are helps. Like that. I think that's got all of them. And now the broken bits. Where do I put those? Oh, there's some there. What's this? It's jigsaw time. Looking at this, this is just a line across there. Let's see if I got it the right way around. I think so. Yeah. And then we've got this one that comes to the centre, and then there's a piece for the centre, so there should be a hole just about here. Maybe that, that's it there. That's the bit I want. That will go in there. Which gives me the location of that hole, that sort of shape like that. And on this end I've got that which comes to there, that which comes to there, this comes off of here, that comes off of there, and there's a hole just there. Right. I didn't go around the outside of that, like that. Lovely. Right, I've got a ruler. Just mark this across here, like that. I haven't put in the cut out on this side. That's it. Right, the first thing I suppose is to cut this out. With a pair of scissors, roughly. Not too worried about it at the moment, because I'll trim it afterwards. That should do it. And keep that piece of card ready for the next time. And the next thing we need to do is line up one of these holes first by pressing down on it. Get my ball bearing. Hit it like that. And now I've got that cut out. What I'll need next is a bolt. I'm going to stick a bolt through there like that to hold it in place, and we'll do some more. 4 bolts, and put one in there and knock the next one out, which will be just about here. Put the next bolt in there. That'll hold it in place, and we tap around to get the shape. First thing to do, I think, is the inner ones. I'm going to do this one next. Get all 4 of these done. The ball bearing. That, put the bolt in. You get the idea, and you keep on doing this, get it all the way around, and then to do the inner part, use the ball of the hammer and just tap gently. This is why I put the lines on first, so I know where I'm tapping, because without those I wouldn't have a clue where I'm going. The only other way of doing it would be to oil the surface there, put some dirtiness on it, and then put the card on top and rub it, so you know exactly where the holes go. But basically you go around now like this with the edge of the hammer. And that will create a place where we can either cut or it'll just press out. And I shall keep on doing this until it's done. So I'll bring you back when I'm closer to the end. So there you go. That's after a bit of cutting and a bit of hammering. Pretty close to the original. Looks like it'll do the job. So long as these holes line up in the centre here. These ones are lined up. I used a punch for the little holes because I'd previously marked them, and the ball bearing for the larger ones, as you saw. And then I tapped the first side out, and then the next 2 I cut out with one of these. Just went round it, cut them out. The bolt holes now line up, which is the important thing, and so long as the emulsion tubes go through these 2 holes, it should be fine. And if they don't, I'll enlarge the hole a little bit. It's that one and that one, I think, and they look like they're pretty close. Let's turn some light on here. They look like they're pretty close, so I should be okay with that. So, and I think the float will fit inside there nicely. So this job. I did have to take the accelerator pump off, but that'll go back on. The rubber in that is fine, so I shall clean that up a little bit, seeing as I've got it out. Bolt that back up, clean these out, and I'll put it back together. Right, now what I've got the gasket sorted, ready to go on. Oh, I found a packet which has got 2 of those balls in it. It was for this carburetor, I believe. And there's a new one. Another new one in here. Get it out. Might as well put both in, seeing as I've got them. Okay. Two new ones, both the same size. Right. Now in here, one goes in this hole, and the other one goes in this one, and then this little peg goes in that hole, and then on top of the ball here we have a spring, and this little thing like that. Fantastic. Right, I'll put this on the top half. I'll put it back together. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. That's part 2 of the carburetor strip down and overhaul. Again, another long video, so next time we'll be finishing it off and fitting it to the vehicle. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this and it's been of use to you, please like or subscribe, and we'll catch you again next week. Bye now.